Margaret Ruth Kidder was born on October 17, 1948, in Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, Canada, to Jocelyn Mary Gill Wilson, a history teacher from British Columbia, and Kendall Kidder, a New Mexico-born mining engineer and explosives expert. Her dual Canadian-American heritage came from her mother's Canadian roots and her father's American background. Early career. 1960. Kidder's acting career began in the late 1960s with small roles in low-budget Canadian productions. Her natural beauty and fierce determination helped her secure bit parts in television series like Wojciech and Adventures in Rainbow Country. Her first significant role came in the Canadian film The Best Damn Fiddler, From Calabogie to Calador, 1968, which earned her recognition. In 1969, she won a Canadian Film Special Award for her early work. She then moved to Los Angeles, where she landed a role in Norman Jewison's Gailey, 1969, marking her entry into Hollywood, rise to fame. 1970. The 1970s were a prolific period for Kidder, establishing her as a versatile actress. She starred in Brian De Palma's psychological thriller, Sisters, 1973, a box office hit that highlighted her ability to handle complex roles. She returned to Canada for Black Christmas, 1974, a seminal slasher film where she played Barb, a sharp-tongued sorority sister. The film, considered a prototype for the slasher genre, earned her a Best Actress award at the 1975 Canadian Film Awards. That same year, she won another Best Actress award for her role in A Quiet Day in Belfast, 1907, for a drama about the Northern Ireland conflict. Kidder's Hollywood profile grew with roles in The Great Waldo Pepper, 1975, alongside Robert Redford, and The Reincarnation of Peter Proud, 1975, with Michael Sarrazin. She also starred in 92 in The Shade, 1975, directed by Thomas McGuane, whom she married that year. During this period, she took a brief break from acting to focus on motherhood after the birth of her daughter, Maggie, in 1976. Her defining role came in 1978 as Lois Lane in Superman the movie. Opposite Christopher Reeve, the film, directed by Richard Donner, was a groundbreaking superhero blockbuster and the second highest-grossing film of 1978. Kidder's portrayal of the feisty, chain-smoking reporter brought screwball comedy energy to the role, earning her a Saturn Award for Best Actress. Her chemistry with Reeve was a highlight, and she reprised the role in Superman 2, 1980, Superman 3, 1983, and Superman 4, The Quest for Peace, 1987. In 1979, she starred in the Amityville Horror opposite James Brolin, another box office success, though she later criticized the film's quality. Career challenges and personal struggles. 1980s, 1990 In the 1980s, Kidder's career began to face challenges. She expressed frustration with the limitations of acting, particularly for women over a certain age, and voiced interest in directing to maintain creative control. In 1985, she told Interview magazine, "I don't feel comfortable as a performer, and I'm a big turkey as a movie star," though she later clarified the quote was taken out of context. She narrated the English version of the animated series The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, 1986, and appeared in the CBS movie Body of Evidence, 1988. As a nurse suspecting her husband of being a serial killer, a severe car accident in 1990 on the set of a television series left her with chronic back pain and unable to work for 2 years, leading to bankruptcy. Her mental health struggles, later diagnosed as bipolar disorder in 1988, intensified during this period. In 1996, Kidder experienced a highly publicized breakdown, triggered by paranoia and a computer virus that fueled delusions that her first husband, Thomas McGuane, was trying to kill her. She disappeared for 4 days in Los Angeles, cut her hair, damaged her teeth, and was found hiding in a stranger's garden, claiming she had been stalked and nearly raped. After receiving psychiatric care, she rejected conventional treatments like lithium and embraced orthomolecular psychiatry. She became an advocate for mental health awareness, speaking openly about her experiences to destigmatize mental illness. Career resurgence and activism. 2000s-2010, Kidder rebuilt her career. In the 2000s, with roles in independent films and television, She starred in the indie comedy drama Never Met Picasso, 1997, and the slasher film The Clown, at Midnight, 1998. In 1999, she appeared alongside Lynn Redgrave and James Earl Jones in The Annihilation of Fish. Though the film received poor reviews, she played Eileen Canbro in the Christian film Apocalypse 3, Tribulation 2000, and took guest roles in series like Smallville 2004, where she played a character other than Lois Lane, The L Word 2006, and Brothers and Sisters 2007. Her role in R.L. Stine's The Haunting Hour earned her a Daytime Emmy Award in 2015 for Outstanding Performer in Children's Programming. Her final film roles included The Red Maple Leaf 2016, and The Neighborhood 2017. Kidder became increasingly involved in political and environmental activism, a longtime supporter of democratic and liberal causes. She protested U.S. military actions in Iraq and the Keystone XL pipeline, leading to her arrest in Washington, D.C. In 2011, she lived in a tent at the Standing Rock protest camp in 2016, enduring harsh conditions that impacted her health. She endorsed Bernie Sanders in the 2016 U.S. presidential election and became a U.S. citizen in 2005 to continue her activism against U.S. policies. Her relationship with former Canadian Prime Minister Pierre Trudeau in the 1980s reportedly influenced his global peace initiative, Personal Life. Kidder was married 3 times to novelist Thomas McGuane, 1975 to 1977, with whom she had her daughter, Maggie McGuane. 2. Actor John Hurd, 1979, a marriage that lasted 6 days. And 2. French director Philippe de Broca, 1983, 1984. She also had high-profile relationships with directors Brian De Palma and Steven Spielberg, comedian Richard Pryor, and Pierre Trudeau. Later in life, she expressed a preference for the companionship of her dogs over romantic relationships. Her mental health struggles were a significant part of her life. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder, she experienced mood swings and multiple breakdowns, particularly in her 20s and 30s, which were exacerbated by the 1990 car accident. Her 1996 breakdown brought widespread attention, but she used her platform to advocate for mental health awareness, rejecting the stigma associated with the term mental illness. Luxury cars in Margot Kidder's life, vehicles like Ferraris, Lamborghinis, or Rolls-Royce. As her lifestyle, particularly in later years, leaned more toward simplicity and activism than conspicuous consumption. However, there are a few contextual points to consider. Hollywood lifestyle and access to luxury. During the peak of her career in the late 1970s and 1980s, Kidder was part of Hollywood's elite, starring in major films like Superman 1978 and The Amityville Horror, 1979. This status likely gave her access to luxury environments, including events where high-end cars were common. For instance, as a prominent actress, she might have been chauffeured in luxury vehicles for premieres or promotional events, a standard practice for stars of her caliber. Luxury cars like Mercedes-Benz, Rolls-Royce, or Cadillacs were symbols of status in Hollywood during this era, as noted in discussions of luxury vehicles. Kidder's public persona and interviews suggest she wasn't particularly materialistic. Her focus was more on her craft, political activism, and later mental health advocacy. In a 1985 Interview magazine piece, she expressed discomfort with the trappings of being a movie star, indicating she wasn't drawn to symbols of wealth, like luxury cars, by financial struggles after a 1990 car accident that left her unable to work for 2 years. Kidder faced bankruptcy, which would have limited her ability to afford luxury items like high-end cars. Her financial recovery in the 2000s was modest, and she lived a relatively frugal life in Montana, where practical vehicles suited to the rugged environment. For example, SUVs or trucks would have been more likely than a Bugatti or Porsche. Properties in Margot Kidder's life. Kidder's relationship with homes reflects her transient childhood, career fluctuations, and later preference for a simpler life. While she lived in some notable locations, her homes were not typically in the luxury mansion category associated with modern celebrity culture. Here's a detailed look. Hollywood and Los Angeles, 1970s, 1980s, during her career peak. Kidder lived in Los Angeles, where she likely rented or owned homes in upscale neighborhoods, given her status. Hollywood stars of her era often resided in areas like Beverly Hills or the Hollywood Hills, where luxury homes with modern amenities were common. However, no specific records confirm Kidder owning a lavish mansion. Her marriage to Thomas McGuane, 1975 to 1977, saw her living in Montana temporarily, likely in a comfortable but not extravagant home, as McGuane was a novelist with a literary rather than flashy lifestyle * luxury cars. Platforms like James and DuPont Registry highlight luxury cars, for example, Rolls-Royce Cullinan, Ferrari, Bugatti Chiron, as status symbols and investments. In Kidder's era, luxury cars like the Cadillac Eldorado Broom or Mercedes-Benz were benchmarks of success. But there's no evidence she owned such vehicles. Her practical needs in Montana likely favored reliable, all-weather cars over supercars *. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates.